Tough game for Shedeur. But he also did some really good things with what he has to work with. He doesn't have much to work with on that team, if you ask me. And there was a few plays he will have to learn from. Two of his interceptions. Two of his interceptions I could live with because those are plays Shedeur can easily make adjustments on, right? He has some plays he has to learn from. He threw 3 interceptions, and out of those 3 interceptions, 2 of them I can live with, right? Because, like I said, those plays he can learn from and get better. His second interception, his second interception of the game, he tried to complete to your boy, Jeudy. And we know that just didn't make no sense. That just didn't make any sense. And here we are, Jeudy. Between Jeudy and Kevin Stefanski, I don't know who is trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders' play on the football field. I don't understand. Between those two, who is it? Who don't want to see Shedeur succeed?
You think Jeudy against him?
Tell me, why is it that crazy things only happen to Shedeur Sanders? Not when Dylan Gabriel's in the game or anything like that. Why does only crazy things happen when Shedeur Sanders is back at quarterback?
Man, who knows?
The game started off like things were about to go bad for Cleveland. From the first possession of the game, Cleveland starts on their 1-yard line. Then on the next series, Shedeur was trying to beat the delay of game clock, but he didn't get a snap off in time. But why? Why didn't he get the snap off in time? And why was he battling, trying to get the snap off fast enough to beat the delay of game clock? Why? I'm gonna show you why right now.
Check in with Allison.
Kevin, worth noting with Cleveland's offense struggling just operationally to start this game. Prior to this possession, when Shedeur was on the sideline, he actually came over. They removed the wristband with the play calls in there, and they made a change to one of the sheets and some tweaks, some changes with that wristband that he wears with the play call. So that could have been part of the issues they had early.
One more time.
Check in with Allison.
Kevin, worth noting with Cleveland's offense struggling just operationally to start this game. Prior to this possession, when Shedeur was on the sideline, he actually came over. They removed the wristband with the play calls in there, and they made a change to one of the sheets and some tweaks, some changes with that wristband that he wears with the play call. So that could have been part of the issues they had early.
Why does something always happen when Shedeur Sanders is at quarterback? That's all I'm asking. Why is something fishy always going on?
That's the first time I ever heard that in life, getting the wrong plays.
You know what I mean? You mean to tell me it's possible that Shedeur actually had the wrong plays on his wristband? You mean to tell me it's possible the plays on Shedeur's wristband wasn't matching the calls from the offensive coordinator? Is that possible? This can't be true, man. This can't be true.
That's what they saying.
This is by far the first time I have ever heard something like this, man, on the NFL level. This is by far the first time, But that's what Shedeur's up against. He's up against all odds, when it comes to Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns, somehow, some way, he's up against all odds. And he has to overcome the odds and adversity and still be him somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
So many funny situations. Then after Shedeur ran for 9 yards on a 3rd and 10, y'all will remember it was one of a significant run during the game. It looked like Shedeur had the first down, but he missed it by inches. Cleveland needed inches to get the first down on 4th and inches. Then you know what happened? Kevin Stefanski decided not to go for it and punt the ball.
For inches.
When did Kevin Stefanski ever not have the confidence in his football team to run the football? Or to gain inches in this matter? That just didn't make any sense to me.
Man, they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing to lose, man. They ain't playing for no playoff spots. They already eliminated. Go for it. The whole NFL going for fourth down was 5 times
It
a
didn't
game.
make any sense. And I don't want to hear this Tommy Reed stuff. That was his call. No, man, that's Campus Stefanski call. He's responsible for everything. You know, I didn't understand that. Why didn't he go for it on fourth down? It was simple. That was a simple bang bang call. Yes, we're going for it. It's inches. Quarterback sneak, fullback draw, something very fast and quick, you know. But all right. So Shedeur's first interception, the 2 interceptions I said that Shedeur I can live with because Shedeur can learn from it. The first interception, you know, Shedeur, he can sell the play action a lot better to get the line, get the back of the bite up on the run fake. That's what he can do on that play, as well as he also needs to get more elevation on that pass so he can get the ball over the backer's head if the backer doesn't bite on the run fake, like, you know, the backer didn't bite, you know. So that was the first interception that I could live with. You know, just get a little better at selling those play action passes, and then boom, you know, figure out that exact height he needs to get it over back of heads. You know, that's it's not a big deal, you know. And Shedeur was pretty good in the pocket. I like how Shedeur is getting used to being manipulating the pocket, you know. But it also scares me how confident Shedeur is in the pocket, holding the football until the last second and getting rid of it. It gets a little scary for back there, you know. He's trying to make a play. Shedeur wants to make a play, every play. And, you know, sometimes that hurt the elite players, and the top players are good players because every play isn't going to be a big play. And yeah, Shedeur is working that pocket, man.
Yeah,
he showed some
and
athleticism.
another thing today,
man.
the Browns cannot get the ground game going. You know, I mean, Browns is usually a good running team. They can that probably would have helped too with the selling that play action, but they wasn't able to get the run game going. They gotta get that going to help Shedeur out, making it easier for him too.
Yeah, most definitely, man. The Shedeur Sanders had more rushing yards than Quinshon Judkins.
For
Tell
2
me if I'm
carries.
wrong.
No,
24
you're right.
yards, right? Was it 24, 26 yards, and Quinshon Judkins had 21 yards, 24 yards? Like, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's what I mean when I'm saying, why does these type of things happen to Shedeur? Why does these things only happen to Shedeur? I mean, Quinshon Judkins, he averaged at least 70 yards a game when he was running the football for Dylan Gabriel, right? Man. But yeah, man, was one play, man, Shedeur Sanders, he showed some athleticism, man, and his footwork and skills like that when the Bears sent the blitz on second, you know, I think in the second quarter on third down, you know, it was the second third down of the game, right? And yeah, it was the second third down in the game. Shedeur showed some skills. They sent the blitz, and Shedeur waited to the last minute again. Had my heart, anxiety, everything. Like, watch out! And boom, he did a nice little move, man, and made and escaped. And yeah, that was just a good play. And yeah, I thought that was pretty impressive because it looked like he was about to get strip sacked.
But you gotta get it. The one of the reasons the Bears are good right now, you gotta give them a shout out because they got 21 interceptions this year. They lead the league in interceptions. They taking that ball away, and they did it 3 times a day. I mean,
yeah, man.
If they keep that up, that's a good way to make it to the Super Bowl right there. You keep taking that ball away.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I've been meaning to give a shout out to Nashawn Wright, man. He played his way into one of the top cornerback conversations this season, man. He's a difference maker for the Bears. He stands at 6'4". 6'4". He's very tall, you know, and his height and wingspan is pretty much half the battle as a cornerback. If you can be bigger or the same size as the wide receiver, it's easier to get your hands on them or just, you know, overwhelm them because of the size. So he is one of the main impact players on the defense when it comes to making those turnovers. He leads that team with 5 interceptions, and he can play it all, man. He's not just a tall, lanky cornerback. You know, he could break on the football. He has instincts. He reads the quarterback well, and he just plays. He understands the concept and does a really good job for the Chicago Bears. And he's working his way up. He's not going to get as much recognition as the other cornerbacks and other players because he was a late round pick. He's coming up off the practice squad. So, you know, I'm one of those players that give a shout out to you regardless. You know, long as you out there making plays, and you know you deserve the shout out. So shout out to Nashawn Wright, man. Shout out to Sean Wright, man. So, but yeah, man, Jerry Jeudy, man. Woo! Jerry Jeudy is blowing the money. He is blowing the money fast, man. And it's starting to look like Jerry Jeudy is the plant put in place to screw Shedeur over, man. I can't help but say it's starting to look like Jerry Jeudy is the plant put in place by to screw Shedeur Sanders over. What else are we supposed to say about Jerry Jeudy? This can't be tolerated. Homeboy has more problems than any wide receiver in the NFL, from the drop passes to fumbles, and now what was today was just awful. He's just giving the football away. Just give it away.
So he the plant.
Just a few weeks ago, he was screaming at Shedeur to throw him the freaking football. Or make an accurate pass because he was so excited to get, you know, one of his biggest plays. Now look. Now Shedeur is looking for you, hitting you right in the chest. And what happened? You give the ball to Jalen Johnson. How does the ball end up in Jalen Johnson, the cornerback's hand, when Shedeur Sanders just made a perfect pass and hit you right in your chest? Jalen Johnson wasn't even expecting or looking for the football. That's how awful this play was by Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy confirmed in this game at that moment that he isn't ready for high level football. He cannot handle the pressure. At least not on a consistent basis. That is, man, listen. Yeah. He couldn't have played for the teams that I played for. The coaches I played for, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, you would either be traded, put on IR, injured reserve, or you would be cut after a game like this. Just like that. There is no more excuses, nothing to talk about. And that's where I think the accountability these days is just not at where it should be, because maybe the game is a little more saturated than when we played back then. It's just not as much talent. Did I say saturated? I'm sorry. There's not as much talent available as it was back then, you know. But Jerry Jeudy, don't worry about Jerry Jeudy. He's writing his own ticket out of Cleveland. You know, you don't have to worry about him much longer. I can promise you.
He just had a good game last week.
Yeah, man. It's about consistency. How consistent can you be? And that was last week. NFL is about what have you done for me lately? And what have you done for me lately?
I was referring to the plant part. He ain't no plant. He did good last week.
Oh, you got to do good sometimes if you're a plant. You can't just be out there free balling and freelancing and screwing up the game and making everybody recognize. You can't.
All right, he got blended in. He got blended in.
You got to blend it in. You got to mix it up a little bit, and then you got to go out there and show out there. While I'm watching him on the press conference talk about his touchdown, he was just, just nonchalant. Wasn't happy. Wasn't excited about it. I don't know, man. I don't know if who put Jerry Jeudy there, man, to be. I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, man, I think, man, the Jerry Jeudy has the most drops in the NFL. I think he probably has around 16 drop passes this season. Yeah, that's about a drop a game, a drop and some per game. Like that turns into inconsistent football. You know what Shedeur should do with Jerry Jeudy?
What's that?
He shouldn't throw Jerry Jeudy another pass for the rest of the season. That's how you make him feel that pain.
He gonna come to the sideline and cuss him out again.
I mean, how many times is Shedeur supposed to let Jerry Jeudy continue to screw him over? I mean, how many times? Or should I say, how long will Stefanski allow Jerry Jeudy to do damage to the team, or should Shedeur Sanders? Because that's ultimately who's allowing this. You know, that play could have been a huge momentum shift for the Browns and a chance for Shedeur to make a comeback. But again, just like games before, Jerry Jeudy, it's a bonehead play. That's worse than, you know, when players, that, I don't know if it's worse than, but y'all let me know. The Jerry Jeudy play was almost worse than, you know, when players have a wide open touchdown, you run right into the end zone, and right before you get the end zone, you start celebrating, you let the football go, and now it's not a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy play is right up there with those type of bonehead plays, man. Jeez. I mean, the football actually hit him in the chest. And you talking about accuracy, it hit him right in the chest. You know? And then, like you say, man, it was like, where was Quinshon Judkins in the running game? Why does Shedeur Sanders have to do everything on his own mostly? You know, where is the help at? And like I said, the game started off so funny, getting the football on the 1 yard line, the delay of game calls from the issues with the wristband and not knowing if he's making the correct calls and everybody's on the same page. It's just so much funny craziness going on that it's just hard to say that you know, that Shedeur is actually getting a fair chance. It's just hard, man. It's just, I don't know, man. In the draft, Cleveland need to focus on offensive linemen and receivers. That's it. Straight focus on offensive linemen and receivers. In the first 2 rounds, that's the focus.
Well, definitely
strictly on wide receivers and offensive linemen. That's the only 2 positions. And Cleveland would be all right if they can find players in those 2 positions to make an impact on the team immediately. I promise you, Cleveland will be a really good team. Have Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, because he clearly shows how effective he could be when the offensive line gives him a little time to get, you know, to make his reads and get the football down the field. He showed what he could do. Obviously, he's a rookie. He's going to make some plays, make some mistakes. So, against the number one, against the team that creates the most turnovers, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, Shedeur just,
Joanna said, and a new coach. Don't forget that. That's what the Browns need.
Man. I'm still up in the air about a new coach, man, because there's a lot of pros and cons that can come along with a new coach. You know, a new coach can automatically want a new quarterback, you know, and he can want to change things around. But
he already won a new quarterback.
You're right, but a new coach, you know, definitely. He definitely need a new coach, you know what I mean? Even though, man, this was an ugly loss for Cleveland, you know, I think about, you know, Shedeur. Just think about Shedeur at quarterback and how Myles Garrett feels, right? Remember Myles Garrett's first sack, man. Shedeur, right after he got a sack, Shedeur came in and he threw a lightning, like a bomb to Isaiah Bond. And it was right after Myles Garrett's sack. And it was like, okay, I know Myles Garrett had to feel good. Okay, I get a sack, then they offense making plays. But obviously, you know, the team didn't finish good on that drive, and they end up having a punt, or Shedeur turned the football over or whatever. But it's just good. It was a good feeling, you know. It's a good feeling. It's something that Myles Garrett isn't used to, and it's Jerry Jeudy, man. Jerry Jeudy was the problem. Jerry Jeudy was the problem, man, in this game. And I'm curious to hear or to see what Stefanski has to say about that play and moving forward with this team, man. And we'll see, man.